Please listen to the legal disclaimer at the end of this video. Good afternoon, this is Boiler. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I got a check today, so I always want to talk about when I get checks. That's a good day. So putting aside my, I don't know, I got a cold or something, putting that aside, I wanted to talk a little bit about settlements, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Forma Pauperis. So when you get a settlement, when you get the settlement agreement, absolutely read it carefully. Make sure that you understand everything. If you don't understand something, rewrite it so that you understand it. Definitely don't take an attorney's word for what it means. Just rewrite it yourself, or delete the paragraph, or whatever is appropriate for the situation. Also, it's very common for them to have a non-disclosure type clause in there where you won't talk about the settlement or the terms of the settlements with anybody. So that would seem, well, it is very common, but sometimes it's not in there. I have no idea why. So I think it's how good of a attorney that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with some attorney that has no experience doing this, you might not have that non-disclosure agreement in there. I've had only one settlement where I didn't have a non-disclosure in there, but it wasn't really exciting enough to talk about. So anyhow, that's in there. So you couldn't discuss things openly, like say my settlement that I just got was from NCO for $7,500, which it wasn't, but say that was the case. I couldn't say that. There's some gray area where you might be able to say you got a settlement from NCO, or you might be able to say you got $7,500 from a collector. I would just not say any of that. I probably just wouldn't talk about settlements if I was a normal person. But since I put myself out on the internet, when I get a check, I want to say something, and I don't want to say it to say, I'm a cool guy, or I'm a winner, or anything like that. I just want to say it to encourage you guys to go out there and fight the essential fight and get after these collectors. So when I get my check, there's usually a release that you need to file in court, and if you go to my website, notlegaladvice.org, and you do a search for this video, I believe this is going to be CreditRage Uncut number 4. If you do a search for CreditRage Uncut number 4, the template that I use will be out there. I haven't filed it yet, so I'll be working on it. I might as well just put it in with this. So it's pretty simple that you'll want to file just to close out the case. So it'll be out there. So I get my check. I usually do two things. I take out the $400 that was the filing fee for this court case, so that I can play it forward and use that for my next court case. And I also try to buy myself something. Normally, most people work, get by, whatever, but there's something that they want, and they usually buy it. I've gotten quite a few settlement checks. I'm out of things that I really want to get. So I don't know, maybe I'll take my family out to dinner or something nice like that. But definitely do something like that. The $400 filing fee is normally what it costs to get into or to file a federal lawsuit. And if you don't have the $400, you can file Forma Pauperis. And if you can find it, if you can't find it, email me, I'll send it to you. But there's a short form for Forma Pauperis, which, in case you can't tell by the name, is a lot shorter. And I've never heard of this form not working, so make sure you're using the short form. It'll save yourself a lot of grief. And think about the things that it's asking you. If you make $100,000 a year and you drive a nice Mercedes, you probably shouldn't be doing Forma Pauperis. But if you have no income and you got 6 kids and you have a beat up Volkswagen, you're probably going to be fine. I don't think there's any guidelines for it. I think the judge makes a judgment, which is what they're supposed to do, right? So file in Forma Pauperis if you have to. If you've had one settlement, for example, I got the settlement today. Take out $400 and pay your filing fees. I would recommend that you only do in Forma Pauperis once. I think that you're taking advantage of the system if you do it more than once, because in Forma Pauperis was originally for inmates who didn't have any money. They're in the clink, and they don't have any money. They don't have a job, so they file their cases in Forma Pauperis, and that extended out to call us the general population. Is probably bad when you're mixing it with inmates. The normal people that are outside of jail. So people like us, if we don't have money, we can file in Forma Pauperis. But I would encourage you to only do that once. Get your settlement, take $400 out of it, put it in your next lawsuit. In your next lawsuit, say you settle for $5,000, you're going to get $5,000 plus the cost. So it's going to be the $400 for your filing fee, and some other costs like serving them costs a little bit of money, those type of things. So you're going to get that $400 back. The time that it gets expensive is if you'll have 3 or 4 lawsuits and you got 3 or 4 $400 filing fees to pay, and that gets a little bit expensive. But just budget accordingly and take your settlement. I would encourage you to take your settlement and figure out how many lawsuits that you're going to need in the future, and just put that money aside for your lawsuits. That's all I really have. A little bit rough today. Been a little bit rough the last couple of days, and all my videos so far have been a little rough. We'll see what happens in the next couple videos, but I did want to mention that I got a settlement today, so I'm pretty happy. It's a big day to be Boiler Williams, even though it's not that much money, but you always feel like you won the lotto or something. Anyhow, if you have any questions, email me. My email address is boiler@notlegaladvice.org, and my website is notlegaladvice.org. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. You can go to my website and figure that out. Thanks. Have a great day.
This is the legal disclaimer. While the information on this site deals with legal issues, it does not constitute legal advice. The materials in this video and related websites are provided for informational purposes only and do not constitute legal advice. We do not advise on the application of law to an individual's specific circumstances. Although we go to great lengths to make sure our information is accurate and useful, we recommend you consult a lawyer if you want professional assurance that our information and your interpretation of it is appropriate to your particular situation. There are no lawyers in this video or on the notlegaladvice.org family of websites. The contact information for this video is notlegaladvice.org, that is the main blog, nlapublishing.org, that is the main book site. The email address is boiler@notlegaladvice.org. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me. I'd love to hear from you.